Hello, beautiful person watching this. I am so happy that you're here. Welcome back to another Slay the Spire Ascension 20 Ironclad run. On this channel, I hope my recorder wins with some commentary and general discussion about this beautiful game that we play. So today, we have a very cool infinite deck here. I'll make sure to cut out the longer fights here where you'll just have to sit there watching me click the same cards over and over. But I tend to think that going infinite in this game is very cool, the whole setup process for it. And it can be hard for some lesser experienced players to know when you can go infinite and know how to do so without dying, because some fights may not allow you to go infinite or you'll die before you get there, etc., etc. So can just give some discussion here about, what I think and what I've done here. It kind of all just fell together here, so I didn't force it or anything. But still, surely some insight here to be gained. And I take this path because a lot of suicidal looking paths in this run, or just not great looking paths, so decided to take one elite, it looks like, and just try to gain as much power as I can. It is a slime boss act, which is very terrifying. And I was having a moment here, sorry. The map keybind being on M is horrible. How does your left hand ever get there, right? So I was checking all the keybinds to see if like F or anything like that was taken, and then I'm setting my map keybind to F here. For the first time in several thousand hours, I'm changing my map keybind. I always just click on it. It's probably not going to be done just because muscle memory anyway, but I'm going to try to start using keybinds for all of this stuff. X being the exhaust pile was a surprise to me. I'd never pressed that button either. Bear with me. So back to the game. And then I click the map immediately. So yeah, there's not a great looking path here, really, I think. So take the 100 gold, take this early shop, and then just do my best here. So triple strike against cultist is good. Would have preferred bash strike, but that happens. And bash bottom deck is a bit of a bummer, because now we can't really play it realistically, or we're going to take some damage. So we see triple strike is coming up, so we can go defend, defend, strike, and then 18 is enough. It's not too bad. And get an elixir, and then some common attacks or true grit. Headbutt is a great card. Find early here. It's a strike plus, and the deck manipulation is quite good, so very happy to find that on floor 1 every time. And do a transform here. We get a pommel strike, and that's going to be very important. Pommel strike is part of the infinite here. I decided to take one here. We do have the health to spare because of our burning blood, so I can take the one and then that way get out this turn. Good fight. Fiona Pain is here. Gonna be clicking on that over trash. Definitely love Fiona Pain every single run. It is a long-term block solution that Ironclad tends to struggle with without Fiona Pain. How do you block without Fiona Pain? Power through second wind is another way. But if you do have that, we'd still love to have the Fiona Pain. So a pretty bad Jawworm order here. The turn 2 buff into turn 3 big hit is very spooky. But now we can get out. So only missing 3 health now, that's totally fine. And our second pommel strike is here, and I wasn't considering the infinite yet. We don't have a sundial yet, so I'm just taking it as the best card here, which was important as well. If there were other better cards than pommel strike, then that could have been bad. And we do get the wheel, but I've never gotten a curse in my whole life, of course. Get a card move instead, remove a strike, so that's pretty good. Definitely enjoy having less cards in the deck. Upgrade a bash, interested in making sure I deal more damage to the slime boss. We transform again, get a true grit, that's fine. Dark Embrace is here, and Second Wind is on sale, that's pretty good. So going into Slime Boss, having Fiona Pain Dark Embrace is pretty good because the slimes can be exhausted for benefit then. And Second Wind can just get rid of a whole hand of slimes. So even though Second Wind's a bit early here, generally speaking, we'd love to have that because we know that we're going to be adding these status cards that are non-attacks into our deck by this boss. And I think I'm now appreciating that I've committed myself to a 1 elite path. I basically took shop over elite, which is fair enough because we took the 100 gold start. So I do just remove another strike. And this is a bit spooky because you do have to have enough damage to kill Slime Boss. I was hoping to find something, you know, in the next few floors here. And we did find a Preserved Insect that'll reduce the health of all enemies in elite rooms by 25%. The difference is, why not just say elites? Is if you find Thwack in Act 2 or Dead Adventure in Floor 1, or Act 1 rather, these enemies are also reduced by 25%. So technically not an elite combat, but still works. And it's a great relic to find in Act 1. Probably the best relic to find in Act 1. Among the best anyway. Common relics, that is. And I exhausted the wrong card there, but that's okay. Should have played it first, I believe, before the True Grit. So, small mistake. And we still need more damage, so I'm probably going to take Twin Strike here, which is a bit of a bummer. But it is what it is. So we have a lot of health, and we have a Fairy in a Bottle, so I'm not particularly worried about dying to Slime Boss, even with this deck that isn't seemingly the best at killing it. Could just find like one Demon Form or a Cultist Pod or anything like this, and we're good, but... So I do 2 potions. I actually probably should have clicked 3 there, because finding Cultist Pot here or something like that would be really good. But take the Attack Pot instead, just for some more oomph. And what to upgrade is important. Still don't have Sundial, so I'm not thinking about upgrading Pommel Strike. We'll get there when we get there. I upgrade True Grit, as the difference between True Grit upgraded and not upgraded is huge, letting you target the cards. So I want that done now. And the Bash upgrade's awkward here. I actually can't just play it and then pass. I have to, unfortunately, wake it up here. So then what do? The draw pile is looking pretty defensive here. Only 1 strike and 1 twin strike in there. So if I want to headbutt this Bash, then that might be awkward. So I know that I'm going to be blocking a lot next 2 turns, so I'm just going to play Fiona Pain instead. And boy, was rewarded for that, because we drew all block cards there. And now hopefully find Bash, we do. So now we're trying to do damage here. Got to get out of this fight in a relatively timely manner here. So I do Attack Pot and find Bludgeon. I would have loved to have that against the Slime Boss. That's been unfortunate. And Sundial is here now. And Battle Trance is here, that's fine. So Sundial says every 3rd reshuffle of our draw pile will give us 2 energy. And it turns out that there's a way to sort of abuse this. If you have an empty deck and you try to draw 2 cards, it'll actually try to reshuffle it twice. And so right here, I could have actually upgraded Pommel Strike and gone infinite, I'm pretty sure, but I don't think I even like noticed that this was happening yet, because I wasn't thinking about it at all. Just, whoa, all of a sudden we're infinite, like, immediately. And Dark Embrace upgrade is still good, of course. And it's probably unlikely to go infinite against Slime Boss anyway, because it makes so many slimes. But we are technically going infinite very, very soon here. Could have considered not playing Fiona Pain there and just played another strike. To try to get a better split. So I'm letting it hit me here, it seems, trying to get a better split. This is definitely questionable. I could have at least just tried to split there, like a bad split even, and not taken a billion damage. Because I'm not going to get a good split no matter what I do, I don't think. And that turn sucks. It's just going to be Bash. So I'm splitting at 67 currently. If only we had that Attack Pot. I didn't have to use it against Lagavulin, I don't think. So, like, I would have taken a lot of damage against Lagavulin, but I wouldn't have died. And perhaps that was a mistake. So we do split. This fight's going absolutely terribly. But we have the second wind, Feel No Pain, Dark Embrace to bail us out of the slimes, which is kind of the biggest problem in the second part of the fight. And ouch! Getting hit for a cool billion damage here. We have the left one vulnerable, so hopefully can split it and not pop fairy here. Likely going to have to use both potions here. And I know that I have a billion slimes coming up, so I second wind, or I headbutt a second wind. That way I can get rid of all of them. Could have considered playing True Grit before the second wind there to keep it around. Probably should have, in fact. Sundial goes off. And considering second wind before Battle Trance or after. Probably want to get second wind back every single time, pretty much. Second wind is kind of the goat here. Down to 6. And we are taking lethal damage. So gonna want a blood potion now. Ouch. I'm appreciating the situation I'm in now. And we're not weakened right now, which is good, but we're going to be weakened again next turn. Definitely tough. It's tough stuff. Could have headbutted, oh no, second wind wasn't in there, but second wind's here now. That's a good second wind right there. I should have played Slime before that to draw more cards. Going infinite a bit tough here. Just because of the amount of cards we have. And I can't split. I am 1 damage short of splitting, unfortunately. But it's at the point where we're out of block entirely because we don't have any more slimes, so there's some slimes. And I proc the Sundial here, knowing I have it now, fully appreciating that I have it, and we can finally get there. So, a few hours later, Slime Boss is dead, and we can move on. Definitely an awkward deck to try to kill the Slime Boss, and also not perfectly played by any means, but got there eventually with the second wind stuff. So, now we can actually play the game. And so now I'm taking a moment here. Reaper looks really good, of course, and Exhume. But Corruption allows me to play every skill in my deck and exhaust them freely, which makes going infinite with the Pommel Strike a lot easier. And I'm now appreciating, okay, I'm like actually 1 Pommel Strike upgrade away from going infinite. So you play Pommel Strike Plus, you draw 2 cards, which tries to reshuffle Sundial twice, and then you play the other Pommel Strike, even if it's unupgraded, shuffle once, that's the 3rd one, and then you gain 2 energy. You spent 2 energy, so you can just do that forever. And Pyramid really was the thing that immediately sets us off here. The problem with going infinite is that you have to have your entire deck in your hand while going infinite. And that can be tough. Usually you have to have 5 cards or less total left in your deck. So you have to exhaust down to that. But with Pyramid, you can just keep those cards in your hand, pass, and then draw 5 cards for free. And then it makes it a lot easier to have your entire deck in your hand, because you can have basically 10 cards for, you know, no real effort. And so if you're going to go infinite, Pyramid is insane, definitely. And so probably the best relic we could find there, if not just outright the best for sure. And all we need to do is upgrade 1 Pommel Strike now. And there are still some problems with this. We have to find a way to really reliably block, and we have to find a way to not die in the fights where going infinite is a bit slow and or unrealistic. So I'm realizing True Grit is important here because of the fact that it can exhaust attacks. So I choose to play it there, and then I can just second wind this whole hand. Sometimes the corruption will be important, sometimes it won't be. That's fine. And even with just no upgraded Pommel Strike, we can still play multiple Pommel Strikes and only lose a bit of energy doing so. Here is a good example. Pommel Strike, Pommel Strike, Pommel Strike. Or I can Battle Trance first, that's fine. And then that kills. So even when we're not infinite, Sundial is doing great work here because we're reshuffling so often. And second True Grit Plus is offered. That's pretty insane. Only a 12% chance, I believe, of that occurring in Act 2. See any given upgraded card. So very happy to find that. And this is upgraded, so not too scary. Can get rid of the curse there. Should have drawn first if I was going to play that, and then maybe the card we drew was like a defend or whatever we could get rid of. Still have a strike in the deck as well. And yeah, say the second wind and Feel No Pain block combo is absolutely crucial here, of course. That could have hit Headbutt instead of Corruption, because Corruption is a skill that goes away, or a card that goes away with second wind. Deciding to take damage here. Just to break that bird. And the Twin Strike is actually quite relevant here. Hitting twice against the birds is very good to knock them down. Or break them, as I always say. So I'd love to find a power through that would actually give us a real block engine here. The main issue with Second Wind is if you keep playing it, eventually you'll be out of things to exhaust with it. But power through continuously makes wounds, which can be fuel for it, which is very, very powerful. Not too bad there. These are trash, unfortunately. Infernal Blade, while it is a skill that says exhaust on it, will add an attack that will often not exhaust and as an attack, which is bad for second wind purposes. So even though, in theory, some cards that say exhaust in our skills are good, it just turns out that it's not very good. Which is sad. This is a pretty cool card. Get rid of the attacks here, and the curse exhausting will give us an extra 3 block as well. I should have hit Twin Strike there probably, but I'm still at this point knowing that I'm not infinite yet, so I'm not getting rid of cards that I might need to actually just kill these things. This time I decide on Corruption. And then I'm gonna go like play attack, play skill for free to reshuffle, play attack, play skill for free to reshuffle, and that will do the sundial thing for me. And it's awkward when you have nothing in your discard pile like right now, because you won't try to draw a card if that's the case. You cannot draw a card if you have no cards. Unfortunately. But now we play Pommel Strike first. Now there's a card in our discard pile, then we can draw it, then we can play it again, we play it again. And then if we ever run out of energy, we play True Grit for free. Okay, got there. 3 attacks here, don't want any of those. And it's important to, like, sometimes you do still need attacks, because, you know, maybe the infinite thing is unrealistic or something, but in this case we are really set up well, so I'm committing to just being greedy as possible, basically. And decided to corruption here. A little bit more block there. And it's totally fine. And play True Grit on a strike. True Grit again on Twin Strike, probably. Not just full block and pass. Makes sense. It's basically a free reshuffle if you do that. And now we're doing the thing that I was talking about, and reshuffle with the free skills. Oh, no, I can't. I drew both pommel strikes. Whoopsie. That's fine, though. See, it gets very tricky. Like, the way the drawing stuff works is dubious sometimes. And if you mess up a little bit, then you could just completely brick the whole infinite. So it's important that you understand the mechanics of it, I suppose. And this is very scary, because this guy makes wounds, which could be good for second wind. So I know I'm getting hit here. I'm just going to block as much as I can. So I'm not playing corruption here because I want to play second wind a lot against this guy, due to the wounds and whatnot. Now we do have an upgraded pommel strike now, which I forgot to mention. So we should be infinite in theory now. Just have to actually start playing the cards. And there we go. We are off. So you can see that every time we play the pommel strike plus, the sundial goes up by 2. And that's all we need. And if we upgrade the second pommel strike, it'll actually allow us to get net energy from this, which will let us play other cards in between. And Mercury Hourglass is here, dealing 3 damage to all enemies at the start of each turn. And we even found a Rage Plus, and that is very important because that is an infinite block solution against the heart. Where if you were to play pommel strike, pommel strike, pommel strike every turn against the heart, you would just die to the beat of death eventually. And or pass your turn because it can only take 200 damage and then you would die to whatever it's doing. But in this case, we found the Rage already, so you can just play Rage and then pommel strike, pommel strike, pommel strike. That's very good. And Matryoshka's here, which will give us an extra relic in the next 2 chests we find. I'm considering keying this because we may not even find 2 more chests, so we might as well just take the key and yeah. Makes sense to me. If you find Matryoshka in Act 1, fair enough. But we may only find 1 more chest for the rest of the run. And deciding to go this way because I think I want to upgrade more cards. And so we don't need the Rage in most of these fights. Most fights you can just go infinite, and that's great and fine. This should probably just be Dark Embrace second wind. Here we go first, seems fair. Ooh, feel no pain. I probably still just second wind. As long as we live this turn, we're fine. So this is about as bad as this could have gone, I think. But that's fine. Take 20 something. And then it's gonna live 1 more turn, but we just find the second one more time and we're infinite. Done it. I did upgrade the second pommel strike, even though it's technically unnecessary. Just wanted to be more comfortable. Not too long here. We are a bit low, so it's kind of spooky. Thread and Needle is here, giving us 4 plated armor. It's pretty good. Definitely happy to see that. It'll help us live those few early turns. And take another True Grit Plus, somehow also upgraded. Toxic Egg is not up there. I don't know what's going on. But we are certainly doing it. Deciding not to True Grit my Twin Strike there, since I wanted to wait for my Dark Embrace to be around. I'm feeling so confident here, I didn't even trigger it. Save all my energy. Just looking for second wind, there it is. So you can see the second wind is the superstar here. It is still possible to go infinite, just Corruption would have done it, and then you just trigger it your attacks, or Burning Pact is also good. Anything to just get rid of the cards is really important. And as long as you're left with few enough cards that you have your whole deck in your hand and the Pommel Strikes, then you're good. This is also possible with drop kicks, of course, 2 drop kicks, or drop kick finesse, or drop kick plus dual wield, and a way to apply vulnerable. You can do the same thing, but Sundial lets Pommel Strike go infinite, which is pretty cool. Skip. And no Slavers. Slavers on vacation today. We are definitely pleased with that. I was thinking, like, do Slavers just kill me here? And I actually didn't think so, but I think there was a chance with the worst draw ever, maybe. But we're pretty happy about no Slavers, of course. Do have a Disarm now. Disarm is great in this fight. Considering playing Rage, surely, but seems unnecessary. I just need to reshuffle once more. Do that. Then second wind, and then I'm infinite. And you can see the Rage in action here, giving us 5 block every time we Pommel Strike. Very cool. And Gremlin Horn is here. Every time an enemy dies, we gain 1 energy and draw a card. And second Feel No Pain is here, gonna take that. There are gonna be some hands where playing second wind is so pressing that we still want to have the second one around if we have to exhaust the first one. And what to upgrade? Disarm's good. Corruption, just to make sure I can put that in play, is fine. Second wind upgrade, it looks like I want, just to block for more reliably. But Disarm upgrade is best for later, and I don't really need any of the other upgrades. Disarm upgrade is excellent against so many fights. Time Eater and Wokebird hate getting disarmed, and the Heart hates getting disarmed, and Act 4 Elite hates getting disarmed. And Headbutt the second wind. So Headbutt's still proving its use even this far into the run, and just being essentially a common attack that we normally want to get rid of. And the right one has stolen my Pommel Strike Plus. That's actually not good. It's unusual for commons to be stolen, but our deck was so close to empty there that that's what happened. So just gonna be pointing attacks at this thing until it dies, and then we can go infinite. A little bit awkward. Alright, so I'm gonna skip ahead on this one. He has 300 health. I'll see you in a moment. And we're back. Automaton is gone. Good fight. And Feed is here, but Barricade is here. And Barricade will make us a lot more comfortable. And this is the best Runic Dome I've ever seen, probably. Who cares what enemies are doing if your whole plan is to go infinite on turn 2 or 3? So going to be taking that as well. Like, all we're trying to do is block with second wind. Like, we're exhausting our deck with second wind, which blocks anyway. So who cares how much damage enemies are doing, and then... Yep. So gotta take the super lead, of course. But yeah, so the Barricade is gonna be great, because... Although I shouldn't have played it here, probably. But... Against Time Eater, for example, you can do the whole second wind thing, which regenerates so much block, and then... Essentially... Even if you get time warped and you can't keep playing cards, you won't ever take damage. Then you can just play Pommel Strike 12 times, get time warped, play Pommel Strike 12 more times. It's fine. So Barricade is like, as we're getting our infinite set up and getting so much block with Feel No Pain second wind, it lets us retain all of that. A huge piece of the puzzle here. Very happy about it. It's not necessary to win, but it makes it a lot less spooky when you're in the really tough fights. And another rage is here. Body Slam is also here, and I'm committed to the infinite thing here, but Body Slam all of a sudden is actually a very real thing here. If we had just had one power through, that Body Slam is absolutely cooking. But no need to add more attack that we have to exhaust to go infinite, of course. And this is a bit scary. We could be getting hit for a lot here. Got one buffer there. Double Feel No Pain is huge. Considering, do I play the Rage? The problem with playing the Rage is I have to draw the Rage again, which can possibly slow down to infinite a little bit. Should just be able to Pummel Strike here and hope to draw a second wind, and I actually hit it. That's pretty good. Pretty lucky. Could have just gone Battle Trance and then True Gritted the other cards away, though, to full block at least. Its Darklings will be dead here pretty quickly. And Sentinels here, a nice skill to help us gain energy when we are doing the second wind thing, or the corruption thing. And I take a blood potion despite being full health, just in case we, are in a sticky situation. Can always just blood potion. Essentially, when you are doing this sort of thing, you have to think, how do I lose? And it's sort of like going to happen all at once, one fight where it's all gone horribly wrong if you have such a fragile strategy. So just make sure you have that, all the outs possible. If we had like a fairy in a bottle we could buy here, would buy that, of course. Anything like that. Just put as many layers of defense as you can, and then as soon as you've established your infinite thing, who cares how much damage your deck has if you're doing infinite damage? And we're still card removing just to make it even more consistent. Get rid of Twin Strike now. Who cares about that? And we got Sensory Stone. Purity is here. Deep Breath is here. And Deep Breath has a very cute synergy with Sundial. It reshuffles your deck. So one charge of the Sundial when you play Deep Breath. I now appreciate what's happening. Purity is also here, I'm considering it, but Secret Technique, even better, can help us find the second wind in a pinch. And we don't need the Purity. We have plenty of exhaust already. True Grit on Sentinel lets me play the Pummel Strike. I could be getting hit for how much damage? 51? Is that true? I think so. Technically, could be getting hit for 51 there. Yeah, that's true. They did not all attack me, though. I only play one Feel No Pain just to save energy there. Don't need to play both. Maybe he was right to play neither, actually. And Finesse makes it a little bit easier to reshuffle the deck in a pinch as well. And then in worst case, we can just exhaust it with the second wind. So Finesse was a great pickup as well. Very happy about that. And Burning Pact is here, another really good exhaust card. Gonna be clicking on that. So we are still finding cards that are desirable, even with this very specific strategy, which is great. You normally don't want to be adding cards that are just good value cards to a deck like this, because they just get in the way of what we're doing. We're already so strong. But we are still finding cards that are useful, which is really quite unusual. Normally you'd be skipping in Act 3 here. Could have been getting hit for 45 there, I believe, unless it never does that on turn 1. So that was a bit scary. And I can go Corruption Sentinel Barricade here, and that prevents me from taking damage against the Nemesis here. That's his name. So mildly spooky fight here because of the burns. And a Corruption is kind of scary to play because of the burns. Can only play second wind once, but we're hoping that just the one time on 5 burns is enough to win the fight. The Runic Pyramid makes it a lot less likely for it to matter. There's the burns. Gonna start drawing the burns. Got to make sure to play as many cards as possible before playing Second Wind so we can get rid of all the burns. And then even if we get 5 more burns now, we're actually doing it here. So I just pass because it's intangible, and I don't want to have to Pommel Strike 137 times or whatever that was. This is a much more reasonable amount of Pommel Striking to do. And Super Elite Nemesis is gone. We get an Art of War, giving us 1 energy next turn if we choose to spend, or if we choose to play no attacks on any given turn. And Shockwave is here, which is totally fine. Applies Weaken. Sure. Yet again, finding a card I'm willing to add to this deck, even with a very specific strategy. And what to take? Burning Pact is fine. Then I find Second Wind off it. And I know I never get hit on turn 1 by the Maw, so I just play the Barricade. Maw always does the thing on turn 1. I Deep Breath because it has Second Wind in there, and it actually hits it immediately. That's pretty lucky as well. Not necessary, though, of course. And Pommel Strikes are infinite already. Goodbye, the Maw. Definitely going to skip this when I'm weakened. Be right back. And we're back. The Maw is gone. So Dual Wield is here, which, you know, if we had 1 Dropkick, we could do that to go infinite with Dropkick. We could also dual wield Feel No Pains, but it's not necessary here at all. Gonna skip that. I drink the Blood Potion at full health and pick up another Blood Potion. And Bottled Tornado is here, and since we blue keyed the Matryoshka earlier, this could have been attached, for example, to the key or whatever, but now we get to bottle a Dark Embrace, and that should make our lives much easier, always making sure we draw cards whenever we exhaust, getting us online very quickly. Very happy about that. And I'm considering, do I go right or do I want to go left? Because there's an upgrade there. Do I need to upgrade anything? I'm looking at my deck to see what I want to upgrade. Sentinel upgrade is actually quite good. Because more energy good. It could be the difference between going infinite that turn or not having Sentinel upgraded. Is the energy difference. And helps us put a Barricade in play comfortably. So I do go this way. Probably Burning Pact or maybe Second Wind. Just True Grit instead, make sure I block. Should have played Feel No Pain first. Of course. Deep Breath is such a cool card. I wish it was like around more, you know? Century Stone is pretty much the only way you're getting it, usually. It's unrealistic for it to be worth buying at the store, I would say. You have to have Sundial pretty much exactly, or like doing something like this for it to be good. But if you have Toxic Egg, drawing 2 cards for 0 is actually really quite good. Deep Breath does have a downside, though. The fact that you reshuffle can be bad if you're trying to get through your whole deck and you find the Deep Breath halfway through your deck. Then you've just put all of those cards back into your deck again. Your Apotheosis living at the bottom of your deck is suddenly very, very unplayable, that fight. And Disarm versus Flame. I'm considering, like, do I need Strength for Time Eater? No, it's fine. Take Disarm. And we're at a shop, yet again. Probably card move again. There's a Strange Spoon, but we don't want that. Headbutt or Bash can both go here. There's also Centennial Puzzle, which I may want for Act 4 Elite. Perhaps, but I think we're fine because we have Pyramid. So Headbutt does go, in fact. Getting our deck nice and small here. The amount of attacks, anyway. And we do upgrade the Sentinel. And Reptomancer is here. Very spooky. And not finding second wind quickly here is going to be a bit of a bummer if that happens. We are full blocking with the plated armor. Ruh-roh. So I'm going to be aggressively playing cards here to find second wind. There it is. Don't even need the barricade. I do have 2 wounds in there. I just deep breath those in there. Whoops. Should be fine. So if we find the deep breath here, we can play deep breath and then proc sundial. Didn't find it. Oh, I see. I saw that secret technique which can find the deep breath. That's very smart. Okay. So I reshuffled first with the pommel strike, and then I play the secret technique to draw the thing. And there's second wind again. And then hopefully deep breath gets us there now. Pommel strike. Finesse to reshuffle once, deep breath to reshuffle again. So these cards we added from the Sensory Center that are actually helping a lot, which is very cool. We would have been fine. We have 158 block and Runic Pyramid, so we wouldn't have died there anyway, but we got to do it that turn because of the cool colorless cards there. And Fairy, or Lizard Tail, excuse me, is here. The first time we die, we will instead be reborn with half of our life. So as I was talking about earlier, the nice layers of defense are pretty nice to have here, just in case it somehow goes wrong on a turn and we have to pass and draw more cards with a Runic Pyramid. We will never die now. The Heart, though, uniquely can actually break through that with a multi-hit it's doing. If it hits you for like 8 times 15 and you only have a little bit of health left, then it doesn't matter if your Lizard Tail goes off because this is going to kill you again. So that's something to keep in mind. But most of the time, Lizard Tail will save you, of course. It's just, how do we die to any fight that isn't the Heart right now, right? That's sort of the thing. And we haven't taken damage in a while, I think. We are cruising, to be sure. And we can't go infinite because this is not going to draw a card, because we have no cards in our discard pile. But now, it'll go off and then we can go boom, boom, boom. And the barricade is very important here, allowing us to retain all of that block, so the spikers will not be damaging us. Very rude spikers, of course. We certainly could have taken some damage here, though. Would have been fine. And Entrench is here, which is pretty cool. We're doing the barricade thing, so why not grab 1 Entrench? And that'll help us really seal the deal on the block thing. And the worst case scenario just gets exhausted by second wind. The fact that cards are skills, or essentially just not attacks, makes them much more pickable in this sort of thing. You have to consider, is the card an attack or not? Because if it's not an attack, second wind gets rid of it, and that's very good. It does get in the way sometimes, which is still worth considering. But Entrench is a good enough card here that I think it's worth the risk of drawing it instead of second wind or whatever. Need to find second wind again. I decided to just play the Corruption here instead. Another part of Entrench is when you have Corruption Dark Embrace, you can choose to just play Corruption, Dark Embrace, play every skill in your deck except Entrench, and then Entrench last, and that's usually enough value to get you there. So now we've gained a billion block. Oh, and by the way, we're infinite. And these guys have a lot of health, so we'll see you in just a moment. And we're back. Donodeka are dead. And we did get Time Eater after all, so our efforts to shore up our Time Eater and Heart fights should be coming into play here. Should have played Dark Embrace before Burning Pact, obviously. Itty bitty misplays. And I know it attacks for 8x3 by default. It may be able to do the big hit, just like 30, I think. So this is blocking for enough. Ended up being the 8x3 that we disarmed to 5x3 instead. And then block again, up to 22. Multi-hit again is nice. There's the barricade. Second wind is still in there. So now I'm thinking, do I want this Entrench around still? I could play Entrench right now and then, like, pass. But seems I'm good with just playing the second wind. Rage still is in my deck, notably, so the Rage can help us go infinite with the block stuff. No need for any more block than what Rage is going to provide us here, I suspect. Get rid of True Grit. Who needs that second True Grit? And here we go. So this one's going to be a bit boring as well, unfortunately. I'm going to Rage, Pummel Strike, Pummel Strike, Pummel Strike, Pummel Strike, until I get Time Warped. And I'm going to rinse and repeat that until Time Eater is dead, and there's no way we'll ever take damage. So yet again, I'll be skipping ahead here. I'll see you guys in just a moment. Here we are on what looks like the last turn of the fight. Welcome back. And I think I might have just said Dropkick. I meant Pummel Strike, obviously. Hopefully I said Pummel Strike. And we've done it. So how can that deck possibly beat Time Eater, right? Very funny. Get to upgrade a card. Entrench upgrade probably, so we can actually play it, and then second win afterwards reliably. One short of removing a card, that's fine. We can buy this artifact pot, which will be very good to prevent the vulnerable from the heart. So we can take this. I break the Entropic Brew now, and get the artifact pot instead. 20% of our health, which is what the blood potion heals for, is 15, right? Whereas the artifact pot blocks for more than that on its own and is not conditional. And the weak pot is nice as well. This is not a great hand. And we can't even disarm it, unfortunately. But I'm blocking as much as I can here. Get rid of the Sentinel for some more energy, that's pretty good. Could Shockwave or could Barricade. And we actually did full block, which is kind of incredible. And no need for Rage here yet again, it's not doing a lot. I do still play it though. It's fine. Just second wind soon. Sundial goes off here. And Rage is in play, so we are gaining a much block here. And it makes the burns again, which is good because we have second wind in our hand. My god, this pyramid is cooking. And we're infinite once again. And we have 500 block. These guys have a lot of health again. Be right back one more time. And we're back. And Shuriken is here. Every time we play 3 attacks in one turn, we'll gain 1 strength. So that'll help us speed up the infinite a little bit here against the heart. And here we go. Not the best hand here. Artifact Pot and pass. Keep Battle Trance, even though we could have played it, because might as well just exhaust with a second wind. So we're either getting hit for 2 times 15 or 45. Actually, I disarmed it, so 0 times 15 or 43. And those are very different, of course. So Barricade's not in play yet. Would love to keep Entrench around, just in case, but in case it's doing the big hit, I do probably full block. Yep. Didn't actually have to because we had those exhausting cards in our hand. But it was multi-hit, so now we have to block for realsies. Something like 33 damage-ish right now. That's probably not quite right. And there's Barricade, it's gonna second wind afterwards. So now I think we're good. And make sure to not hit the rage with second wind. We do need that, actually. Bash goes. The 31. Nice. Get rid of the rest of my unneeded skills, even disarm. Goodbye, disarm. Who needs that? And now we have Rage and Entrench and the Pommel Strikes, and that's all we need. So now we just keep playing Rage Pommel Strike, and since we upgraded both Pommel Strikes, we're netting energy as well, so we can weave in the Entrench whenever we want. And that is very strong. So infinite block and infinite damage. What more could you possibly want? And going a little bit extra here just to cap out our block. So yeah, this fight is over. I might even call it Jover. And what a stark contrast between that slime boss and then everything that preceded it, right? Or is that the right word? Everything that came afterwards. Proceeded is correct, preceded is wrong, right? English majors, comment below. And it shouldn't take too long here. Only 200 damage to deal per turn, and we do have the Shuriken absolutely cooking, up to 13 strength already. If you're still here, thank you so much for being with me all this time. I hope the cuts made it more comfy to watch for you. Comment below, did you hate the fact that I was cutting out the infinite, or did you love it? Or do you not care either way? And we've done it. So kind of a small relic bar, but I really like what I'm seeing up there in general. Hourglass doesn't do anything here. For example, it's not great. Also, Shuriken didn't do anything. But yeah, definitely happy with that run. Happy with how I played it, generally speaking. And a very cool infinite deck with Sundial, which I've never actually done before. I've never had the Sundial Pommel Strike Infinite before in my life. So it was cool to get that one done and have it documented as well. If you're still here, how have you not subbed? How have you not liked the video? Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And as always, have a beautiful day.